Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another reaction. We're reacting to Trump answering questions because of the Venezuela attack. Probably a lot of guys. What? You probably heard. There we go. You probably heard that Trump took the president. It's madness. Took the president or the dictator from Venezuela and kidnapped him. And now he's in New York. So that's crazy. That's crazy. So let's react to what he's saying. The questions. Let's react to the questions he's answering. Or answered.
We're going to be running it with a group.
Oh, my English today.
We're going to make sure it's run properly. We're going to rebuild the oil infrastructure, which will cost billions of dollars. It'll be paid for by the oil companies directly. They will be reimbursed for what they're doing, but that's going to be paid. And we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. As you know, it was just a minor flow. It was actually a minor flow for what they have. But we're going to run it properly, and we're going to make sure the people of Venezuela are taken care of.
That's
we're
crazy.
Make sure the people that were
That's crazy. Donald J. Trump
are also
controlling another country. Absolutely madness.
Does the U.S. running the country mean that U.S. troops will be on the ground? How will that work?
Well, you know, they always say boots on the ground. Oh, so we're not afraid of boots on the ground if we have to have. We had boots on the ground last night at a very high level, actually.
Damn.
We're not afraid of it. We don't mind.
So he's basically threatening.
Let
me pause this. He's basically threatening every other country that's trying to challenge him. You know, China, Russia. Like he's threatening everybody at this point, right? Especially a few countries in South and North America. Yeah, bro. He also said he wants to maybe get involved into Mexico, Greenland. He wants that. He's talking about that again. Yeah. For Europe, this is not looking good. You know, we're fighting Russia, and now we have to fight maybe the US in the future. Absolutely madness. This dude is crazy. Like, I like what he's doing. He's doing this for his people, obviously. But for other non-Americans like myself, it's not that good. It's not that good. Yeah.
Properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is not.
But this dude
a very dangerous attack. This is
taking everything personally.
Could have gone very, very badly.
And serious.
Very badly. We could have lost a lot of people last night. We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of equipment. The equipment is less important, but we could have lost a lot. And we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people. We're going to reimburse people that were taken advantage of. We're going to take care of everybody. It's very important. We couldn't let them get away with it. You know, they stole our oil. We built.
And guys, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Like he's saying he wants to. He saved the people, and he wants that the Venezuela people are good and stuff like that. I think that's partially true, but also he just wants the oil reserves. He just wants that. Let's be honest. He just wants the oil because Venezuela has the most oil reserves in the whole world with I think 360 billion barrels. No. I think 30 billion barrels or 360 billion barrels. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. Write down in the comments if you know. But yeah, he wants something in return, obviously. You know what I mean? And it's not looking good. You know, it's not looking good for Trump because he's now against China and Russia. He's been against them a whole time, but now it's even gone worse with the relationship because they're allies too. Venezuela, or the president, or the dictator. Yeah, so this is getting good, bro. This is getting interesting, guys. We're witnessing history in like 50, 60 years. It's going to be in history books. And we witnessed it. That's awesome. That's not awesome because Third World War could happen.
So we did something about it. We're late, but we did something about it. Yeah, please.
President, can you explain the exact mechanism by which you're going to run the country? Are you going to designate a U.S. official to coordinate?
It's all being done right now. We're designating people. We're talking to people. We're designating various people, and we're going to let you know who those people are.
That would run Venezuela.
Well, it's largely going to be for a period of time. The people that are standing right behind me. We're going to be running it. We're going to be bringing it back. It's a dead. You know, I talk about a dead country. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're a country doing better than any country anywhere in the world.
I get that. Okay, that's crazy.
A lot of bad people in there. A lot of bad people. That
Okay,
shouldn't be leaving.
America has
We're gonna
gone
take a
better, but
chance
it's not the
to let
hottest
those
country.
people
Let's be honest.
Take over for Maduro. So
Oh my
you can
goodness.
look at
This
and
dude.
others. We have fantastic people, including people in the military. So we're going to have a group of people running it until such time as it can be put back on track, make a lot of money for the people, and give people a great way of life, and also reimbursement for people in our country that were forced out of Venezuela.
Rubio would be.
You said earlier today that you weren't going to back Machado to come back and be the opposition leader in your Fox and Friends interview. And then you also mentioned the vice president of Venezuela. Are you going to work with the vice president of Venezuela? Or how do you foresee the relationship
Well, I
going?
understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked
Oh, that's
by
gonna be
Maduro.
very interesting too.
So Marco's working on that directly.
To see
Just had a conversation
how he
with her,
and the vice president of
and she's
Venezuela
essentially
get
willing
along.
to do what we think is necessary
But I heard
to
he say that he doesn't want her to be president, and he thinks she's not a good leader. And the other chick, or not chick, I'm sorry, the other woman that won the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize award, he said she's also not a good leader for the country, so, yeah. Who knows who's gonna lead it soon.
Venezuela great again.
Very
Very
interesting,
simple.
those situations. But I feel really bad for the people there living there. I feel so bad for these
A couple
people.
weeks ago, you said he's got to watch his ass. And today, he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
what your message is
Well,
about
he
that?
has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine and they're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass.
Damn,
So
damn.
he does have
Like, as a president, saying those words is absolutely ridiculous. But Trump's different. He doesn't follow the trends. He sets them. He sets them for sure. So yeah. But if I was the president, I wouldn't be saying those words. Like, yes, watch his ass. Like, damn, language. But yeah, he's the most powerful man in the whole world. So he can do what the fuck he wants. Actually.
Members of
So,
Congress in advance.
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved in it.
Sure. We called members of Congress immediately after. This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on. It was a trigger-based mission in which conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of 2 indicted fugitives of American justice, and the Department of War supported the Department of
The
Justice
thing about
in that job. Now, there are
Rubio-
broader policy
I need to
implications
pause it.
here.
I'm so sorry
but
for
it's just not
pausing
the
so
kind of
much.
mission
We
that
have so much to talk about. So much. The thing about Rubio, I find it hilarious that Trump and Rubio were always, debating, battling it out. In 2016, they had the Republican debates and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He was like exposing or trying to expose Trump. And now he's just working for Trump, and now he looks completely different. He looks like a completely different person. I don't know what Trump did. Did he silence him? Did he give him some money? I have no idea. But this dude doesn't look okay. Like, he looks scared. You know what I mean? He looks kind of scared. Write that in the comments down. What do you believe? But I think he looks kind of scared. Frightened.
pre-notify because it endangers the mission.
Plus, if I could add one thing to that, Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point, you know. We had a lot of ships out there. They sort of knew we were coming. We went there. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakers.
You were one of the only people.
Hey, Trump is kind of hilarious too. Trump is hilarious, bro. He's funny. He could be a comedian, probably. He would be a very good comedian. Oh my goodness, comedian.
What could have happened?
My English today
Could
is
have happened. He
terrible.
was trying to get into a safe place. You know what a safe place is? All steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were
And
so
if you're
fast. They
asking,
went
yeah,
through
my lip is
the
kind of
opposition
open.
so fast.
It
There
looks
was a lot
hideous,
of
I know, I'm
opposition,
sorry.
and people were wondering, do we get
Trying
them
to
by
fix
surprise?
that.
Sort of surprised, but they were waiting for something. It was a lot of opposition. There was a lot of gunfire. You saw some of it today. But he was trying to get to a safe place, which wasn't safe because we would have had the door blown up in about 47 seconds, they say on average, regardless of how thick the steel was. It was a very thick door. It was a very heavy door, but he was unable to get to that door. He made it to the door. He was unable to close it.
Damn. Hey, imagine being the president or a dictator,
Where's Maduro going to be in the time
trying to,
being right
oh
now?
my goodness, trying to escape, right? And then you're almost at the door, you're almost at your safe spot, and then you get caught. But I must say, that was very, very impressive how the US military did that only in 2-3 hours. They went in and they went out. You know, that quickly. They went in and they went out. They got what they wanted. Nobody was killed. I don't know what the Venezuela army was doing. Probably not much. I don't know. But it was a weaker target. But also very, very impressive. You know what I mean? Like, Trump stands on business. He doesn't mess around anymore. Like, he's way better than Sleepy Biden.
Eventually, ultimately, in the near future, he's going to be brought to New York.
And where is he going to be held? Where is he going to be held in New York? Do you know?
That's going to be up to the officials that do these things.
Mr. President, the U.S. has something of a mixed track record of ousting dictators without necessarily a plan for what comes afterwards.
Not with
Did
me,
that
then.
weigh on your decision?
Well, that's when we had different presidents, but with me, that's not true. With me, we've had a perfect track record of winning. We win a lot, and we win. If you look at Soleimani, you look at Al.
I don't think his record is perfect, but
Midnight Hammer
they're winning
was-
right now. The Americans are winning.
Right now, you wouldn't have peace in the Middle East. We have essentially peace in the Middle East because of that. If we weren't successful with Midnight Hammer, you wouldn't have peace in the Middle East. So, with me, you've had a lot of victory. You've had only victories. You've had no losses. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lie. That's just a lie. Okay, with Trump, you had also some losses, a lot of victories, but some losses. You know, Trump, he's a kind of narcissist, and he's saying he only wins, and he only won, which is not true. If you can look it up, it's not true. He lost a lot too. But yeah, right now, America looks good, right? America looks strong, good, and healthy, and he's not fucking around. He's not fucking around. And I heard the other day, that Trump, I saw this in a video of Trump, because Spain is not paying its 5% to NATO, because they're in the NATO alliance and stuff like that. They're not paying their 5%. And he thinks that's a horrible thing. He thinks Spain is disrespectful, and he thinks Spain should be punished. So that's also very, very interesting. You can look it up. Like, we European men, we're maybe in trouble. We maybe be in trouble.
To run Venezuela, and how soon do you want Venezuelan people to hold elections?
So I'd like to do it quickly, but it takes a period of time. You know, we're rebuilding. We have to rebuild their whole infrastructure. The infrastructure is rotted. It's actually very dangerous. It's blow up territory. Oil is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing to take out of the ground. It can kill a lot of people. It has killed a lot of people doing just that.
Look at Rubio in the background.
The
Look at this
infrastructure
dude.
is old. It's
This
rotted.
dude looks
Much
scared.
of it is stuff that we put there 25 years ago.
Like, am I tripping? Like,
And
look at
we're
this
gonna
dude.
Be replacing it, and
Like a
we're
scared
going to
little
take
baby.
a lot of money out so that we can take care of the country. Yeah.
Are you saying that Secretary Rubio and
Mr. President, China, Russia, and Iran have interests in Venezuela. How does this operation affect your relationships with them when
Well,
it
in
comes
terms
to the
of
oil and
China
drugs?
and Russia, Russia, when we get things straightened out. But in terms of other countries that want oil, we're in the oil business. We're going to sell it to them. We're not going to say we're not going to go into it. In other words, we'll be selling oil probably in much larger doses because they couldn't produce very much because their infrastructure was so bad. So we'll be selling large amounts of oil to other
dissing
countries.
the infrastructure,
Many of whom are
crazy.
using it now,
But they do
I
have
would say
probably
many
a bad
more will come.
infrastructure.
Are you saying, Mr. President?
Don't have to point it out like that the whole time.
Mr. President, are you
Go ahead,
saying
behind
that?
you,
Oh,
please.
Mr. President, thank you. What is your message to the people of Venezuela today? Of course, the civilian population specifically, they have a lot of questions. What is your message to the people of
That
Venezuela?
you're going to have peace, justice. You're going to have some of the riches that
I
you
don't
should
know
have
about
had for a long period
justice.
of time was
Maybe
stolen from
peace,
you.
but
You're
justice.
going to have peace and you're going to have safety. You're going to
I
have
don't know
justice.
about
You're
that.
going to have a country. You're going to have a real country.
Oh,
You're
so
gonna
many
have
Trump supporters gonna hate me in the comments.
If you go back 20 years, maybe even a little longer ago, that was a great
If
country.
even
And they
if
destroyed
somebody
it.
even watches this
Remember I
video,
said that
I
if
doubt it, but yeah.
we lose this election, the United States will be Venezuela on steroids. That's what would have happened. Had we lost the election, the
On
2024
steroids?
election,
What?
we suffered so badly when you look at the border from 2020. What they did, what Joe Biden administration did to our country should never be forgotten. But if we had to go through another year of that, we wouldn't have. We would be exactly where Venezuela was in terms. I used to say, if they win, we're going to be Venezuela on steroids, and that's what would have happened.
Damn.
President,
Dissing
thank you. Are you
Venezuela
saying
like
that
that is
Secretary
crazy.
Hegseth and Rubio are going to be running
Damn.
Venezuela? And will you be sending in U.S. military
They're going
troops
to be
to
a team
provide?
that's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over. You have a vice president who's been appointed by Maduro. And right now she's the vice president, and she's, I guess, the president. She was sworn in as president just a little while ago. She had a long conversation with Marco, and she said, we'll do whatever you need. I think she was quite gracious, but she really doesn't have a choice. We're going to have this done right. We're not going to just do this with Maduro, then leave like everybody else, leave and say, let it go to hell. If we just left, it has zero chance of ever coming back. We'll run it properly.
Let it
We'll
go
run
to
it
hell.
professionally.
Crazy.
We'll have the greatest oil companies in the world going and invest billions and billions of dollars.
I love how
Take out
Trump
money,
always
use
says
that
like,
money
if
in
it comes to
Venezuela.
numbers, he always says like, he doesn't say like, how do I explain this? He doesn't say, we're gonna invest millions of dollars. He's saying we're gonna invest millions and millions and millions. He says the word over and over. Like, he says the numbers over and over, so it seems like the number is way larger than it is. You know what I mean? Probably gonna maybe invest 1 billion to, or I don't know, a few billion. But he says it like billion. He says it so many times where you think like they're gonna invest like 800 billion, almost a trillion in that bitch. You know what I mean? So he always does that. Well, I find it
The biggest
very
beneficiary are
hilarious
going
and
to be
interesting
the people
also.
of Venezuela. And also, I can't stress this strongly enough, the people that got thrown out of Venezuela that are now in the United States, and frankly, some want to stay and some probably want to go back, yeah.
Done to protect Americans in the country, and were any of the detained Americans?
Well, right now they're very
arrested?
protected because nobody's going to mess with us. They're very protected. The people of, and we let them know that you better not touch one of them.
Are you concerned that bad
Hey,
elements
standing
of
up for
the
them.
Maduro regime will remain in place?
Clap it up.
Well, we know who they are. We're on them, and they're acting much differently now than they would have acted 2 days ago. Okay, wait, behind you, please.
Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America first?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with stability.
Okay, valid,
We want to
valid.
surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that
A
country.
lot of
It's
people are
very
gonna hate
important
on
that we
Trump.
protect
You know
it.
what I mean?
We need that for ourselves. We need
oh
that
my!
for the world.
Pause the video. Damn. A lot of people are against Trump, obviously, and a lot of people don't like that he's involving himself in a lot of countries. But I think it's a good thing. Obviously, he wants something in return back. Oh my goodness, there's no charity. This is no charity at all. He wants something in return. Yeah. I think it's difficult to say, but I think he just wants good neighbors. He don't want no neighbors selling or delivering drugs into his country. He just wants good neighbors, because America as a continent, except for Canada and the US and maybe Argentina, is ass. Let's be real, it's ass. A lot of countries are so corrupt, it's ass. Yes, I said it. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Helping people out, but also he wants something in return. He wants, obviously, oil.
We want to make sure we can protect it. Yes, sir. Please, go ahead.
But I think it's valid to ask for
Well, Cuba's
oh
an
my
interesting
goodness, I'm
case.
gonna punch myself. I think it's valid to ask for a reward in that regard, because you're doing something. He put military in that country. Nobody asked him to. He did it. But I think he should get some oil. Yeah. And I'm not a Trump fanboy.
As you know, not
Just to
doing
make
very
that
well
clear.
right now. That system has not been a very good one for Cuba. The people there have suffered for many, many years. And I think Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about, because Cuba is a failing nation right now, very badly failing nation. And we want to help the people. It's very similar in the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba, but we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba and living in this country. Do you want to say something about that, Marco, please?
Well, I mean, I just gave you a statement a few minutes ago about, when the president speaks, you should take him seriously. So suffice it to say, Cuba is a disaster.
This dude has really been silenced
senile men, and in some cases,
by Trump.
not senile, but incompetent nonetheless. They has no
Look
economy.
at Trump.
It's a
Look
total
how he's
collapse.
standing
And by
there.
the way, they
Standing
were,
on business.
all the guards that helped protect Maduro. This is well known. Their whole spy agency, all that were full of Cubans. I mean, they basically, it's amazing. This poor
Damn, my
island
lips are.
took over
I'm
Venezuela
sorry,
in
guys,
some
but
cases.
my
One of the
lips
biggest
are
problems
dry.
the Venezuelans have
I
is
don't
they have
like
to
it.
declare independence from Cuba.
I don't
and
like
try
it
to
at all.
basically colonize it from a security standpoint.
Wait,
So,
no.
yeah, look,
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So I got some cream on for my lips. I'm sorry.
in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned.
So
At least
unprofessional.
a little bit. Well, the president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned, it's sanctioned oil, it's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's a pre-existing.
Mr. President,
The answer is yes. Yes.
Is the U.S. aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President, Mr. President, on Monday,
Oh, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within, or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect.
Mr. President, is it possible that the U.S. ends
Damn.
up administrating Venezuela for years?
Well, it won't cost us anything.
But the thing about Trump, he doesn't lie, right? Or, I don't know. But he's a very honest person. He says what comes to his mind. Comes up to his mind. He just says whatever. It doesn't matter if it's wrong, right, politically right or wrong. It doesn't matter. And that's why I think I like that about Trump, because everybody's so filtered nowadays. Everybody's scared of cancellation. Everybody's scared. I'm not afraid of cancellation. I say what the fuck I say. I say what the fuck I say? Was that English? I don't know. But all I want to say is I like Trump and that he's not filtered. And you guys should do that too. Don't be filtered. Or you be filtered, but not like too extreme. You know what I mean? Like being scared to say, in my country we have too many immigrants. They need to be deported. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say it if that's true. For example, that's an example. But don't care that much about cancellation, this cancel culture. That's what I like about Trump. And every other president is not like that. Except for maybe JF Kennedy. Other than that, every president has been really filtered. Just don't worry about cancellation too much, guys. Just say what's on your mind and post it, I guess. Free speech, right?
Out of the ground is very substantial, so it's not going to cost us anything. We will Well, we want safety there. We want to be surrounded by countries that aren't housing all of our enemies all over the world. That's what that was happening, and you don't want to have that. But we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil companies are going to go in. They're going to spend money. We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago. A lot of money is coming out of the ground. We're going to get reimbursed for all of that. We're going to get reimbursed for everything that we spend. So it's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place last night. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries, and we also have to
Valid.
have energy. Very important.
Valid.
We have to have energy that's real energy.
Nothing
not
wrong.
where they're getting
Nothing
4%
wrong about
and
saying that.
5% of the energy out of the ground. You take a look. It was such a disaster. So what's going to happen with Venezuela, I think, over the next period of a year, is going to be a great thing. And the people of Venezuela will be the biggest beneficiaries.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there, guys. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. Write down in comments what you think. And we'll see you next time. Bye.